Hello besties and welcome to another video on my channel. It's that time of the year again. Do you hear it? For the past 2 years, I have been creating a cardigan for the holidays here on my channel, and I've shared on here how I did it. Last year's cardigan was the one I am wearing today. This is my Hexi Wrap, which of course you can find linked in the description and in the corner. And 2 years ago I made a granny square cardigan, which is also in the description. This year I want to stay in the territory of hexagons, but I have a new idea. Instead of granny stitch, we are doing a solid-ish hexi, and it has a little bit of texture, maybe some eyelets for a little lacy vibe, and instead of a tie at the bottom like this one has, we are gonna do a front tied cardigan like this sketch. So I'm gonna show you what I did to make this cardigan so you can follow along if you want. It's gonna be a tutorial-ish. I have also made a written pattern this time whilst making the video. In case you want a written pattern, there is a written pattern and it is also linked below and in the pinned comment if you want to go and have a look at that. So everything will be time-stamped, of course, for easy navigation, or if you want to skip parts or need to watch something again. So yeah, everything is time-stamped. But yeah, I'm really excited for this new cardigan. Let's start it. Let's go. We are going to start straight away with how to make the hexagons, but first let's look at our game plan. The cardigan is constructed of 2 identical hexagons with a slight texture and eyelet pattern. What is so great about hexagon cardigans is that they are completely made to measure. Any side of the hexagon can be extended for more width or length, and you can make the beginning hexi any size you want as well. After finishing the hexis, they are joined in the back, and then we add length to the sleeves as well as some ties in the front. So, how do we make our hexagon? Well, let's get to it. Again, the video is time-stamped, but the hexagon section includes the texture and eyelet pattern, so if you want the instructions for that, please don't skip further than row 5. Anyway, let's start with the yarn and hook I'll be using. This time I'm using my trusty 4mm hook together with a DK weight yarn. That is, yarn that's about 200 meters per 100 grams of yarn. You can use a different yarn and hook combo, but please bear in mind this may affect the amount of yarn you'll use. For my cardigan I used about 550 grams of green and about 50 grams of red yarn, and mine is around a size small. Start your hexagon by making a magic ring. Chain 3, then make 2 double crochets. Chain 2. Then make 3 double crochets. Chain 2 and make an additional 3 double crochets. Repeat this until you have 6 clusters of double crochets and chain 2. Slip stitch to the top of the beginning chain and close your magic ring. Now slip stitch in the chain space you just created. This will keep the join in the same place each row. Chain 3. Make 1 double crochet in the same space. Now double crochet in every stitch. This first stitch might be a little hard to see. It is going to be the same stitch we slipped in on the previous row. Once you reach the next corner, make 2 double crochets in the corner space, chain 2 and make 2 more double crochets in the same space to make a corner. Continue double crocheting in every stitch and making corners until you reach the last corner space, where we also started our round. Place 2 double crochets in the space, chain 2 and slip stitch to the top of the beginning chain. As you can see, the hexagon is already starting to pucker a little. This is normal and will help create the perfect cardigan shape later, so don't worry about it. For the next 2 rows, we will repeat what we did on row 2. Slip stitch in the corner we just made, chain 3 and make a double crochet in the same space. Now double crochet in every stitch. Again, make sure to find that first stitch. Make a corner by double crocheting twice, chaining 2 and double crocheting twice again in the same space. Repeat this until the end of the row for 2 rows. We have now completed 4 rows. For the next row, we will begin our pattern repeat. This section has a separate timestamp, so you can easily refer back to it later in your hexagon, as the instruction will be the same for following repeats of the pattern. The pattern repeat goes from row 5 through 14. On row 5, slip stitch in the space we just made and chain 2. Single crochet in the same space. Now single crochet in the back loops only in every stitch. Make a corner by single crocheting 2, chaining 2 and single crocheting 2 again in the same space. Now continue single crocheting in the back loops of every stitch and make another corner. Repeat this until the end of the row. Make your 2 last single crochets in the starting space, chain 2 and slip stitch to the top of the starting chain. Row 6, slip stitch in the starting space, chain 3. Double crochet in the same space and then double crochet in the back loop only in every stitch. Make a corner as normal by double crocheting 2, chaining 2 and double crocheting 2 again in the same space. Now continue double crocheting in the back loops and making corners as you get to them until the end of the row. Place 2 double crochets in the starting space, chain 2 and slip stitch to the starting chain. This is what your work should look like with a texture border. Now let's make some eyelets. Row 7, slip stitch in the starting space, chain 3. Double crochet in the same space, then double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Chain 1, skip 1. Double crochet in the next 5 stitches. Then chain 1, skip 1. Repeat until the last 2 stitches before the corner. double crochet in the last 2 stitches, then make a corner. Repeat on all sides of the hexagon. Once you reach the last corner or starting space, double crochet 2 in the space, chain 2 and slip stitch to the top of the starting chain. Row 8, slip stitch in the starting space and chain 3, double crochet in the same space, then double crochet in the next 3 stitches. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the chain space from the previous row, chain 1, skip 1. Double crochet 3. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the chain space, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet 3. Repeat this until you reach the corner, make a corner. Repeat until the end of the row. Double crochet 2 in the starting space, chain 2 and slip stitch to the top of the starting chain. Row 9, slip stitch in the starting space, chain 3, double crochet in the same space, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next 5 stitches. Your last double crochet of these 5 will be in the chain space from the row below. Chain 1, skip 1 and double crochet in the next chain space from the row below. Double crochet in the next 4 stitches for a total of 5 double crochets. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet 5, chain 1, skip 1 until you reach a corner. Repeat until you reach the starting space, where we double crochet 2 as normal, chain 2 and slip to the top of the chain. Row 10. Slip stitch in the starting space, chain 3, double crochet in the same space, then double crochet in every stitch until the corner. Make a corner. Repeat until the end of the row. Double crochet 2 in the starting space, chain 2 and slip stitch to the top of the starting chain. For rows 11 and 12, repeat rows 5 and 6. So for row 11, we single crochet in the back loops for the entire row, and then on row 12, we double crochet in the back loops for the entire row. You can jump back to the timestamp shown on the screen if you want to hear the instructions again. Then for rows 13 and 14, we just double crochet 2 rows as normal. And that is the pattern repeat for this hexagon. Once you've completed row 14, start over from row 5 to continue crocheting your hexagon in pattern. Do note that on row 7 7, 8 and 9, you may have a different number of stitches between your last chain 1 skip 1 and the corner space than we did in the first repeat, depending on how big you make your hexie. This is completely fine. Once your hexagon is the size you like, fasten off. I recommend fastening off either on a plain double crochet row or a back loop double crochet row. Repeat the instructions for a second identical hexie. Now let's just vibe for a bit while we work on our hexagons. I had such a cozy time working on this project despite being kinda late with it again. I had originally started this project back in October, but it has gone through a bunch of redesigns, and I also had to throw away an entire almost finished hexagon at one point because one of my cats had an accident on it. I like to call Cheddar my orange quality control inspector because he's always close by when I'm working, keeping an eye on that my work is up to par. But this time I think it got the stamp of major disapproval as he unfortunately had stepped in doo-doo and tracked it on the hexie. Oh my goodness, what a cleaning frenzy we had that day. But yes, unfortunately, I had to throw that hexie away because, well, I have my limits and it was kind of bad. But we're here now with a much better, this time approved hexagon, and now it's time to look into attaching them together. Here's an optional step, adding width in the back. I do recommend adding at least a little bit of width here as it will help your cardigan sit better on your shoulders. I am adding 2 rows per hexie, but you can add as much or as little as you need here. Attach your yarn to the top corner, chain 3, double crochet in the corner space, double crochet in every stitch until last corner, double crochet in the corner, chain 3 and turn. Repeat until you're happy with the width added, and repeat on the corresponding side of the other hexagon. Make sure you add the same amount of rows to both pieces so that your back seam will be in the center. We can start seeing the vision come together now, and it is so exciting. Now let's join the back pieces. I recommend laying them out first to check everything will end up in the right place. Now place your hexagons right sides together. The back seam will be worked with a slip stitch join and back loops on the inside of your work. Make sure you work every stitch of both pieces together into the seam. Once you've worked through the seam, fasten off and let's move on to the sleeves. The sleeves also benefit from adding a little bit of width in the top. I'm just going to be adding 1 row to each side of the sleeve, but you can add more if you need. Again, line your pieces up so you make sure you're working on the correct side. Attach the yarn in a corner and double crochet in every stitch. Double crochet in the last corner and fasten off. Repeat on the other side of the top of the sleeve. Now turn the sleeve inside out. We will join the sleeves the exact same way we did the back seam, with a slip stitch from the inside in the back loops only, and of course repeat this on the second sleeve as well. Now let's flip it back to right side out and let's work on the length of the sleeves, unless you want them in the length they already are, in which case feel free to skip this step. But to add length, first let's start by locating the center of the bottom of the sleeve. This will be the opposite of where the seam we just made is located, so you can easily find it by laying your garment out flat. Attach your yarn to the center stitch we just located and chain 3. Double crochet in the same stitch. It helps to mark the top of your first stitch, ignoring the chain with the stitch marker. Now work every stitch until we reach our original chain 3. Slip stitch in the top of the first stitch, ignoring the chain we did at the start. Now chain 3 and double crochet in the same stitch. Mark this stitch. This will create a vaguely visible seam in your work, but will keep the start of the row in one place without increasing or decreasing stitches along the way. The pattern repeat for the sleeves follow the same rhythm as the hexagons, but without making the corners and increases, so continue working in pattern for as long as you want your sleeve. I again recommend ending your sleeve on a plain double crochet row. For mine, I ended up doing my plain double crochet rows, then my back loop rows, and 2 extra rows of plain double crochet. Now you have some options for how to end your sleeves. I will be decreasing to make a balloon sleeve on mine, but you can also keep it as it is and later add edging if you want. To create my balloon sleeves, I did 2 rows of decreases using a double crochet 2 together stitch. This brings the sleeve in quite dramatically. Depending on your number of stitches in the sleeve, you may need more or less decreases. With fewer total stitches to begin with, I would try decreasing every other stitch. Now let's try on our cardigan, because oh my goodness, it is an actual cardigan. I want to add a touch of extra width here in the front, below the neckline. So I am marking where I want the neckline to start, aka where I want the extra width to end. I kept my stitches on the opposite side to match the placement. Now I attach my yarn to the bottom corner and chain 3, double crochet in the same space. Then I double crochet in every stitch until I reach the marker. Once I reach the marker, I single crochet in the next stitch, then I slip stitch in the one after that and fasten off, as I only wanted a tiny bit of added width here. You can add more if needed. On the opposite side, I attach my yarn 2 stitches above my stitch marker, then single crochet in the next stitch to then double crochet until the end of the row, where I double crochet into the corner space and fasten off. Now to make this feel Christmassy and to add those ties in the front, I am going to add a different colour. You can of course keep going with the same colour, but I love a good Christmassy red and green combo. I again attach it to the bottom corner of the front panel. Now I will work single crochets in the back loops along the entire front panel, neckline, and of course the other side of the front. Once I reach the bottom corner of the other front panel, I chain 2 and turn to work along the bottom hem, still in single crochets in the back loop. Once I reach the beginning corner of the trim, I again chain 2 and keep the yarn attached. Now we want to find where we want our ties. You will want the top tie about where the width we added starts. If you didn't add width, it will be where you want to add it. The second tie should be halfway between the top tie and the hem. I suggest mapping this out with stitch markers before we start crocheting the straps. You can of course also add more straps if you want. Just make sure to mark where they go on both sides so they will match up. Now, double crochet until you reach the marker. Now if you're a knitter, you could continue double crocheting to later pick up stitches and make I-cords for the ties, but I'm going to crochet mine. So from the stitch we had the marker in, I first double crochet, then I chain the length I liked. For me, 60 stitches was perfect, plus 2 for turning to work. Once I had my 62 chains made, I skipped the first 2 chains, then I half double crochet down the entire chain. Half double crochet into the edge of the double crochet as well, then slip stitch in the next stitch. Continue double crocheting in the next stitch until you reach your next strap marker. Repeat what we just did for that strap, attaching it with a slip stitch to the next stitch. Now I will half double crochet around the entire neckline until we reach the next strap marker. These straps are made the same way, once again, and I double crocheted along the front panel in between the straps and from the second strap until the bottom hem. Once I reached the hem, I fastened off, as I thought the hem looked good as it is, but feel free to add an extra row of red on the bottom if you think that would look nice. But besties, it is time to try it on, and oh my goodness, how cute is this? I am in love. Now bear in mind I will block this, and since it's wool, I know it will relax and grow a little. And most importantly, the straps will stop being curly, but oh my goodness, I love it. We do have one step left though, and that is adding some cuffs to the sleeves. Again, if you're a knitter, feel free to pick up and knit your cuff ribbing. And if you went for just straight sleeves, you could attach your red yarn to the center of the bottom of the sleeve and do a single crochet trim in the back loops like we did on the bottom of the cardigan. But if you don't mind crocheting ribbing, you can do what I'm about to show you and make some crocheted on ribbing. I once again attach the yarn to the center of the bottom of the sleeve and chain 10 plus 2. Now I skip the first 2 chains and then I half double crochet down the chain. Slip stitch in the next 2 stitches of the sleeve and turn your work. Now skip those 2 slip stitches and half double crochet back up the cuff in the back loops. Chain 2 and turn. skip the first 2 chains and then half double crochet in the back loops back down the chain. The back loop is always the one furthest away from you, as in it's relative to what way you have your work turned. Slip stitch in the next 2 stitches, turn, skip those 2 slip stitches and half double crochet back up the cuff in the back loops, chain 2. I needed to work some additional decreases into my cuff, so after working my way back down the cuff again, I slip stitched 3 instead of 2, then turn and skip those 3 stitches before half double crocheting back up the cuff. I did a decrease every 3rd time I needed to slip stitches. Once you've completed the cuff and you're back at where we started, turn your work and slip stitch the 2 edges of the cuff together. Repeat for the 2nd cuff. And now there's nothing left for me to do other than weave in ends and get the cardigan on the blocking mats. Oh my goodness, besties, it is done, and I know this is kind of my script for every single time I finish a project on camera, but I am so excited. I love this so much. I just want to yap about it for a little bit. I am so happy with how this came out. I had started the design process wanting something kind of textury, kind of eyeletty, dainty and cute, but the first iteration was actually granny stitch, actually not even a hexi. I tried to do something with shaping and it just didn't really work out, and I like this being, like I said earlier in the video, it's completely made to measure, so anyone can make this hopefully. And I'm gonna be so real with you guys, I am so much better at shaping things with knitting than I am crochet, but I do know my way around a hexagon. So here we are, and I think this turned out really cute. I already want one in like a light brown, kind of like this color, and I want one in pink of course, and maybe a slightly more cropped one, slightly less wide sleeves in like cream white. The possibilities are virtually endless, and I don't know, I'm so obsessed, and hopefully you like this too. I hope this video has been useful for you if you want to make this, and like I said at the start of the video, I also have a written pattern up in case you want to have a look at that. It's up on both Ravelry and Ko-fi, so you can go and grab that if you want. It's of course linked in the description of the video, so yeah, you know where to find it. It should also be in my link tree on Instagram and all of that jazz, so yeah, there is a pattern. I have poured a lot of love into this project. The idea has been there since sometime in the summer. I am so happy to finally have it finished after so much trial and error, and like also said earlier in the video, and having to toss an entire hexagon, and it's been a labor of love. But yeah, I'm also so glad we could continue my little tradition of making a new sweater for Christmas this year again, or cardigan as it were, but still really excited, really excited. And I think this is probably my favorite yet. I still love my Hexi Wrap, but this is just so cute. Of course, I have also named this after the sweetest little princess, or queen as chat likes to call her. It's the Elsa Blouse, named after my precious little cat, because how could I not name this after Elsa? It's totally something she would wear if she wore clothes. My headcanon is she likes little dresses with like Peter Pan collars, and I think this would go great with one of those, kind of like this. Yes, I had to draw this, but yeah, tell me, if you were to make this, what colours would you go for? Would you make it festive? Would you make it bright? Would you make it neutral? Would you make it one colour or several colours, maybe the colours for another winter holiday. I know I am very Christmas focused because that's kind of what we celebrate. I feel this design is not specific for Christmas or for like winter holiday festivities. It just happened to happen around Christmas is all. But yeah, let me know in a comment down below, or let me know what you have been gift knitting on this year, or crocheting, or what yarn crafty things are on your wish list. And if you don't feel like chatting today, that is completely and totally fine too, of course. Go ahead and leave some festive emojis because winter festivities around the corner. And members, leave some Elsa emojis. Leave some Elsa emojis down below in the comments, as well as we now have a blouse named after her. Also, while you are down in the comments, please also take a teeny tiny second to like the video if you liked it, as that helps me out a ton. Thank you. And if you are new here, hi, hello, welcome. I'm so happy to see you here today. Thank you so very much for watching all the way to the end of this video. If you are new and you would like to keep seeing what I get up to here on the channel in the future with my videos, please consider clicking the subscribe button down below, and also ring the bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. We do all kinds of fun things on here, like knit and crochet challenges, project videos, tutorials like this one. I vlog occasionally, and we are also live once a week on Mondays for some knit and or crochet cozy hangouts, and that is a great time. So yeah, if any of this sounds like something for you, feel free to stick around and join the little cozy crafting club we got going here on the channel. And if you want to keep hanging out, we also have a Discord open for all subscribers of the channel, linked down below. And also memberships are open if you want to leave some extra support for me and what I do here on the channel. Both are linked in the description in case you are interested, as well as links to my socials, as well as my shop on Ravelry and Ko-fi, where you can get this pattern or stitch markers or stickers, washi tape. I have stuff. Also, apologies for this segment being filmed on my phone and not the actual real camera. My microphone randomly stopped working yesterday, and now it just keeps peaking, and it's a really bad time. I have not yet figured out how to fix it. I will ASAP. Also, the audio in the big camera is really awful, so this is the best option we have today. I hope this works. But yeah, I'll have the issues sorted as soon as I can, promise. Otherwise, I shall keep you posted on what's going on. But anyway, this has been a lot of talking, so thank you all so very much for hanging out with me today, for watching this video, and for making the Elsa blouse with me today. I shall now let you go and enjoy the rest of your day. So stay safe this holiday season. Remember to take little breaks when you need them, and stay hydrated. So you guys take care now, and I will see you again very, very soon in my next video. Bye!